Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. We're taking a quick look here at Litecoin, double checking a few important factors. I'm going to explain the reasons why I took a trade here with this coin roughly an hour ago at $93 and effectively just kind of give you some perspective on why this coin looks better than most. Okay. Again, it's pretty straightforward and simple, but I'll make sure to explain and highlight that. And if you are new to the channel, I ask you just hit the like button, comment below. Thanks again for being an awesome part of my life. I know a lot of folks actually do that every single time they watch the videos, and it really helps grow the channel, get this in front of more people. It helps prevent Moon Boys from getting as many views. They'll still do it because they got a bunch of ridiculous looking thumbnails, and they'll tell you what you want to hear. But the truth is, I'm just going to tell you how it is, and that's the key takeaway here. All right, so liquidation is the first start. Okay, we look at this here to kind of see how many shorts are in the market. We can see shorts all the way from $94.50 up to about $98, $99. It starts to taper off at 102. So folks are shorting this coin, which makes sense in a way. I guess from a bird's eye view, the entire market is mostly looking bearish. Okay, so the overall sentiment is not phenomenal, but when we look at the macro perspective, you can definitely see more shorts than longs for liquidation. When we take a look at, however, the overall liquidation delta, this tells us that we have more people, barely more people taking longs than shorts. This really just implies that we're at an impasse. Oftentimes when you see this liquidation delta at break even, the price is more likely to break out in either direction. Now, I feel like it's going to break out to the upside simply because we're retesting that consistent $94 range. You'll see that on the charts here. And we also have a lot of open interest below the price. This implies people are heavy in longs at $88, $90, and $92. Okay, also 94 as well, expecting that breakout to occur. So overall, when you have open interest heavier below the price action, it tells you have a lot of support. So we have a decent support range in this area here with open interest, and of course our local point of control at $89. So if you're to consider a long position hypothetically, a stop loss below that point of control is advantageous just because that's an area in which we'd reach invalidation if we close below it, right? So those are just kind of things that I like to trade with. I generally provide trade alerts for every trade that I take, and those are found here on our Discord, just so in case you're not familiar. We do have an open long position with Bitcoin at 83.5K. So just a lot of this, you got to keep in mind that whenever I take trades with coins, altcoins specifically, I always understand what's going on with Bitcoin first, and usually that will help determine a lot for me. Anyways, let's get back on track here. The weekly time frame, I want you to note that we're not in like phenomenal space here right now. Okay, we're not like we're going to break out to 200 plus anytime soon. We're below a lot of moving averages while we're above the 50. That's great. Nothing else here on the weekly is really all that awesome. Okay, we did close in a doji candle this past weekend. In fact, we closed lower than we opened, so that's generally unfavorable. So the truth is the weekly time frame is not like in an amazing position. So please understand that's the same with almost every single altcoin in the market. Having said that though, the daily time frame does kind of tell us a slightly different story. So let's take a look here. Daily time frame, first of all, we got our confluence here at about $94. The 200-day SMA is hanging out right there. It's been tested to roughly 3 times now. We can also see here as well, if we go below the price action, or just kind of look at these indicators, it's not phenomenally bullish here. The daily time frame, minus stochastic and MACD convergences here, we're under 50 in the RSI. We're not in a position where the price action is going to like immediately break out, or if it does break out, it's not going to run for a long time. We got some resistance above us. So that's in like the 100 to 120 range. And I feel like that's going to be something that we'll see in the relative near future. But when I take trades, folks, you got to understand, I'm not taking a trade to the $200 or $300 mark. I'm not like an emotional buffoon. I take trades here in this local range and work within the ranges that we're given. Okay, right now you can kind of see locally we got the most amount of position sizing at 104 from before. That's our previous low. So one would think that it's smart to secure profits between now and that resistance, right? So if you're going to consider a long position, secure profits between 98 and 102. Don't try to take profit at 105 above a key level resistance, okay? Just some ideas there, right? So again, the macro can be very bearish and we can still find profit between now and then. What we're looking for is these transitionary timeframes to identify shifts in momentum. The daily time frame is telling us we're shifting momentum, but we're not above key level resistances yet. And here's why I feel like we are going to be soon. First of all, based on how well this coin is responding to Bitcoin. We already addressed that. It's responding very well, very fast recovery here with Bitcoin kind of bottoming out, so to speak, in the 83K range. So if you look here, Bitcoin, not a significant retracement, but not a significant recovery. We see a pretty significant retracement for Litecoin, but also a very significant recovery. So that's usually a good sign. Most altcoins that are going to perform 2x of Bitcoin to the upside are generally ones you want to take a long position with when you feel confident that Bitcoin is going to go higher. Bitcoin has a lot of incentive to go higher, folks. Take a look at this here. Not just with a bullish flag pattern, that means very little. The overall trend on the smaller timeframes and the transitionary timeframes is significantly shifting momentum. We've also got a ton of liquidation between 85 and 87K. Those are all reasons for me to want to take a long position with not only Bitcoin, but altcoins that are performing well versus Bitcoin, right? Which this coin is doing that. So that's, part of the incentive is all. Is it perfect? Is it going to work out? No, definitely not a guarantee. We don't know that. But what we do know is statistically, we're more likely to go higher here because we keep retesting this resistance range, the local resistance at $94. And there is liquidation above the price, therefore incentivizing the price to retest that previous high at 94 and continue higher. So if you missed out on this opportunity and the price is like at 95 or 96, wait for it to come back down to 94 and then hit that retest for that next long. That's usually what I like to wait for. Anyways, 4-hour time frame, we're over 50 on the RSI. Money flow index is higher than the RSI. Usually awesome stuff there. Same thing with the relative strength index. SMA, that SMA is looking very favorable. MACD converging, stochastic swinging up. This is like 10 out of 10 reasons on the daily time frame, the 4-hour time frame, that we're going to see a continuation here. And I failed to mention, but we got a lot of confluence here at 92 with the 50 and 20-day SMA. Okay, those are awesome things. Same thing with the hourly as well. This is just like the icing on the cake for me. Ichimoku cloud, we're above the cloud, lagging spans free and clear, conversion lines over the baseline. This shows short-term trend reversal and likelihood of continuation as well. Not to mention, we're also kind of seeing a cup and handle type of pattern here forming. Even though this is never perfect, we are seeing a pretty good little situation here where there's a distinct probability of further upside. Okay, again, those are just reasons to consider a long position. Does it mean you take a long to the metaphorical moon? Definitely not. Secure profits between now and 104. I think you'd be in pretty good shape. While there's no guarantee we're going to go higher, the probability is there, right? So that's kind of where we're at. That's what led me to send the trade signal to my community. So if you're in our community and you're curious about this trade here, there's a reason for it, okay? Bitcoin long as well. It's all available for you there. Make sure you take advantage of those resources. Be sure you read through my signals guide too, folks. If you're auto trading with my day trading bot, you want to make sure that you're using these exact trade recommendations because it is volatile, but it's also very beneficial too. We're up 613 and since February 1st, and we're trying out 2 different trade strategies right now. So far, taking profit 75%, 25% is working fairly well. It's working better than our recommended. So we'll shift gears to that next month. Either way, nice passive income there. If you're curious, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I hope you have a good rest of your day. Appreciate you, being an awesome part of my life, and we'll look forward to seeing the next one. Be on the lookout for our playout chart. That's available on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. We'll see you in the next one, folks. Have a good one. Take care. Thank you.